Good morning, students. Hello, everyone. See, I hope first of all that you are all are fine with these video lectures, and I also hope that you are taking all these video lectures regularly. If not, then be regular because I told you in my first lecture that these subjects are linked subjects, that is all practical subjects, accounts and states, both are linked subjects. If you are missed any of the topic or any of the video lectures, then you don't understand the next one. Okay, so be regular. And now see, this is our third lecture of statistics, chapter number 3, measures of central tendency, and we will continue with our new topic, that is continuous group data. Now see, in my last lecture I was give you a homework of exercise 3.1, question number 1, question number 2 and question number 3. Question number 1 with 1 and 2 method, that is direct method as well as shortcut method. Question number 2 with the method number 3, and question number 3 with method number 4 and 5. In the particular exercise, it is not specifically said that you have to do this sum by both the methods, but I was tell you that you have to do this because of practice only, nothing else. See, now I hope you all complete that homework, and if you have any problem in this homework, then WhatsApp me, or if you have not my number, then you can ask to ma'am or sir. Okay, so now continue with our next topic on page number 74. First of all, for continuous frequency distribution, see, method number 6, that is for continuous group data, direct method, and as well as method number 7, shortcut method. See, for continuous group data, the formula for the continuous group data mean, that is x bar, is same as discrete group data. See, the formula is x bar is equal to sigma fi xi upon n. But here you have to think, you have to be careful about here the x is not given. See, in the continuous group data, I told you in my first lecture that what is given, class is given 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. This is the class is given. Now the frequency is given. Frequency is equal to your fi, but here it is not your xi. In discrete group data, xi and fi both are given. See, in this one is the example of discrete group data, but this is the example of continuous group data. See here, but here only fi is there and the formula is fi xi. In this we are multiplying this directly, fi with xi, and we got this one, and of the total of these we can write here as a sigma fi xi. Okay, so here the simplest method is that whenever discrete group data is given, see, you have to just multiply xi with fi and you got the main answer, and total of this you can write here. But here the class is given and also the frequency is given. So first of all you have to find out the mid value. Here you have to find out mid value, and that is your xi. See, into this xi is given, into this, that is into continuous group data, xi is not given. So you have to first of all find out the xi, that is the mid value. So for that you have to write one formula. First of all I am writing here. For that you have to find out xi, and that is your mid value. For mid value, what is the formula? Lower class, upper class limit plus lower class limit divided by 2. Upper class limit plus lower class limit divided by 2. See, if this is the small letters, if you don't see that into the board, on the board, then you are writing here mid value is equal to, this is your next formula, mid value is equal to upper class limit plus lower class limit divided by 2. Yes, then what is the upper class limit and what is the lower class limit? See, this one is the class, right? And this side is shows you a lower class limit, and this one, see, 0 for this class 0, for this class 10, for this class 20, for this class 30, and for this class 40 is lower class limit. And for this one, for this side, and this side is upper class limit. So for this class you can find out the mid value by this way, is equal to 0 lower class limit plus upper class limit, that is 10 divided by 2, that is 10 plus 0, that is 10, 10 divided by 2. So F5 is your mid value. You can write here 5 as the mid value of this class. Now see, for this class again same, 10 plus 20, that is lower plus upper, 10 plus 20, 30, 30 divided by 2, that is 15. Again 20 plus 30, that is 50, 50 divided by 2, that means 25. Then 30 plus 40, 70, 70 divided by 2, 35. And in the last one, 40 plus 50, that is 90, and 90 divided by 2, that is 45. See, here it is your mid value, it is your xi, and here it is your fi. Now you can do like discrete group data, that is fi into xi, that is multiplication of these two. Multiplication of these two you have to write here, right? 5 into 5, that is 25. Then 15 into 10, that is 150. 20 into 25, 500, and so on, right? See, this is the example. I am explaining you how you calculate this continuous group data's mean, that is x bar, and the total of these, this one is, you can say, fi xi. Total of these is, you have to take as here sigma fi xi, as well as here n is equal to sigma fi is equal to the total of these you have to write here, and you got the x bar. You have to multiply these, but for that you have to find out the mid value, and the formula for mid value is mid value is equal to upper class limit plus lower class limit divided by 2, or you can write lower class limit plus upper class limit divided by 2. Okay, so this is the example, but you have to first write the formula. Write down the formula. First of all, x bar is equal to sigma fi xi upon n. This is the same formula as discrete group data, but here the for xi mid value is equal to xi is equal to upper class limit plus lower class limit divided by 2, or you can write lower class limit plus upper class limit divided by 2. Okay, so here see, I am not writing now what is the full form of, that is fi, what is the sigma fi, then what is n, what is sigma fi xi. All these things you already written in discrete group data's formula. Okay, so now the next one is x bar is equal to a plus sigma fi di upon n into c. Again, the formula is common. In the discrete group data, whatever you are writing, that is second one. See, in discrete group data, I am writing in method number 5, I am writing two formulas. First one is a plus sigma fi di upon n, and the second one is a plus sigma fi di upon n into c. See that into c, that is at that time c is equal to what? Common taken from all observation. But here what is c? It is class interval. See here I am writing that same. A is equal to assume mean, that is also common. Fi di, fi is equal to frequency. First of all, you all know that about frequency, but here di is equal to xi minus a upon c. Why here we have to take c? Here there is no option. Into discrete group data there are options that you can take xi di, a is equal to xi minus a directly only, or but here the class interval is given. See, I told you here that here in this question class is given. So here also a class interval, equal class interval. Here the difference is 10. Here again the difference is 10. Here in this the difference is 10, and that is called a class interval. And you have to take as a class interval as a c 10 into this sum. Okay, so here c is equal to where a is equal to assume mean, di is equal to xi minus a upon c, c is equal to class interval, and n is equal to total frequency. Okay, so this is the formula, and into this compulsory you have to keep in mind that here class interval is always given, so you have to take c as a class interval, not as a common amount taken from discrete group data. Okay, from all the observations. Okay, so here first of all write down this. Now see, if you don't write, if you don't you cannot write here, then you are pausing the videos and write this and continue with the next, that is our illustration number 7. See, now I am reading the question first. On page number 74, illustration number 7. The following data represents monthly income in rupees of workers in a factory. Find their mean income. See, the data is given, that is income is given in 2000 rupees, that is 2000 to 3000, that is the class is given here. Income is in between. It means to say that income in between 2000 to 3000, then 3000 to 4000, 4000 to 5000, etc., etc., up to 8000 to 9000 is the last class. And number of workers into that income is 2, 3, 7, etc. That is your frequency. We have to find out mean of their income, that is average of their income. Okay, so first of all I am writing the question. Illustration number 7, income in rupees. That is not your X, that's why I am not writing anything here. It is our class. See, into continuous group data, always Xi is not given, always class is given. You have to find out by finding out the mid value as your Xi. Okay, so here I am writing that 2000 to 3000, then 3000 to 4000, then 4000 to 5000, and the last one is 8000 to 9000. Now the frequency is given, that is number of workers. That is your frequency, that's why it is called Fi. Now the frequency is 2, then 3, then 7, then 15, then 25, then 16, and then 12. Here it is your N, that is your sigma Fi, and it is, see, first of all, you have to make the total, that what is the frequency? 2 plus 3 plus 7 plus 15 plus 25 plus 12, that is 80. So here your total is 80. Your total frequency is 80. Okay. Now see, you have to find out, whenever continuous group data is given, you have to find out the mid value. That is the first point. Then that is your Xi. What is the mid value? See, I told you that whenever class is given, this one is the lower class limit, this one is the upper class limit, and you have to add this and then divide it by 2, that is your mid value. So 2000 plus 3000, that is 5000, and 5000 divided by 2, it is 2500. Now see, we can find out like this, that is 3000 plus 4000, that is 7000, divided by 2, that is 3500. But it is very long calculation. See, whenever equal class interval is given, see here carefully, because I am giving you a shortcut. See, 2000 plus 3000, you have to find out first mid value by our formula. 2000 plus 3000 divided by 2, that is 2500. Okay, now see here 1000, 1000, 1000, 1000. See, 2000, 3000, 4000, 5000, 6000, 7000 and 8000. The difference between two class is 1000. The difference is equal. Whenever the difference is equal, the mid value difference is also equal. So here, when you have to write that 2500 as your first mid value, then again next you don't have to find out, just add the class interval, that is 1000. See here, the class interval is what? 1000. You have to add 1000 to this and you got the remaining one. So here 2500 plus 1000, that is 3500. C, 3000 plus 4000, that is 7. 7 divided by 2, that is 7000 divided by 2, that is 3500. And again you have to just add 1000 because the class interval is 1000. So here I am writing that so you can just tally any of these. 6000 plus 7000, that is 13,000. 13,000 divided by 2, that is 6,500. Okay, so here what I told you that first of all you have to find out the mid value of first class, then you just have to add the class interval and you can get the next mid value. You don't have to find out by this plus this divided by 2, this plus this divided by 2, because the class interval is equal. See, whenever the class interval equal, only at that time you can do this, otherwise your answer will wrong. So you have to just see that first of all that all the class interval, all the data's class interval is equal. That is, keep in mind first. Okay, now see, this is your xi, this is your fi. See, you can do this sum by both the methods. Here it is not specifically said that you have to write or you have to calculate by direct method or you have to calculate by the shortcut method. You can find out by any of the method, but I am telling you that whenever your xi, see here, be careful and be serious, whenever your xi is more than 100, then and then you have to take a shortcut method. See, whenever your xi is more than 100, see, I will give you the proof that. See, first illustration number 1. In that the data on page number 69, on that the data is less than 13, 7, 13, 4, 8, etc., etc., and all the data is less than 13, or you can say it is less than 100, and we are taking the direct method. Now see the illustration number 2. In illustration number 2, all the data are more than, or the observations are more than 80 and some of them are more than 100. At that time, for your knowledge, here it is not specifically said, but for your knowledge or for your convenience that you have to take a shortcut method, because here the amount is very big, multiplication is very hard. See, you can use the calci, so it is now easy, but you have a mistake, you have a chance to mistake, so you can take a shortcut method at that time. Whenever the amount, that is your xi, all the observations are more than 80 or more than 100, you have to take a shortcut method. Okay, see now illustration number 3, the data is not less than 100 or more than 100, it is the different sum or different method. Now in illustration number 4, see, xi is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so at that time we are taking a direct method. In illustration number 5, xi is more than 100, all the observations are more than 100, that's why at that time we are taking di, that is shortcut method. And also in the illustration number 6, all the data, all the observations are more than 100, that is xi is only more than 100, that's why we are taking a shortcut method. Again here your xi, this is the class interval, and here your xi is more than 100, so here I am taking a shortcut method, that is di is equal to xi minus a upon c. Okay, so what is your a? First of all, see, in last sum we are taking a is equal to what? Highest value, smallest value plus highest value divided by 2. Here also we can do this, but here we can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. 7 mid value or 7 observation is as your x. So you can take this one, see, middle one. You can take a middle one as your assumed mean. That is as your A. You have to take 5,500. Okay. So 5,500. Why I am taking 5,500 as a mid value? See, for that, here what is the class interval? What is your C? C is equal to 1,000, right? C is equal to what? 1,000. So now see here, if I am subtracting this, 5,500 is your xi minus A, that is again 5,500. So 5,500 minus 5,500 divided by 1,000, that is 0 divided by 1,000. The answer is here 0. Now see here, it is a trick. Whenever, see, class interval is equal, first of all you have to find out just one first mid value and just add 1,000 or class interval to find out the next xi, that is next mid value. Here again you have to just write that in middle whatever you are taking as a assumed mean, then you have to just write -1, -2, -3, and here 1, 2 and 3. It is also a shortcut. Why? See here, calculate this. Whenever you are taking 5,500 as A, 5,500 xi minus 5,500 A, that is 0, 0 divided by 1,000, that is 0. Okay. Now see, calculate here, 4,500 minus 5,500, that is, see in your calculator, calculate this. 4,500 minus 5,500, it is minus 1,000 divided by C, that is 1,000. Minus 1,000 divided by 1,000, that is minus 1. See here, 3,500 minus 5,500, that is minus 2,000 divided by 1,000, that is minus 2. And I am doing this here, 2,500 minus 5,500 divided by 1,000. Here it is your xi minus A upon C. 2,500 minus A is equal to 5,500 divided by C is equal to 1,000. So here your answer is minus 3,000 divided by 1,000, and the last answer is minus 3. So whenever the class interval is equal, here you have to find out xi, that is mid value, by easiest way. I was give you here the shortcut method to find out the mid value by adding just class interval to find out the next mid value. And here whenever you are assuming any of these as a assume mean, then you have to write 0 in front of this, and then in upper you have to write -1, -2, -3, and in the next you have to write 1, 2, 3. See, if it is here, if you are assuming 4,500 as assuming, then you have to write here 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and here -1, -2. Okay, so it is easy to calculate and it is also a shortcut. Now see the next one. See, first of all I am writing here the formula. X bar is equal to A plus sigma Fi di upon n into C, right? So for that we have A, yes, we have C, yes, but we don't have Fi di. So first of all we have to multiply this Fi di. What is the Fi into di? See here, this is your Fi and this one is your di. So you have to multiply these two. 2 into -3, that is -6. 3 into -2, that is again -6. Now 7 into minus 1, that is minus 7. See, you have to be careful that if you multiply these two xi di or these two fi xi, then the answer is wrong. You have to be careful. You have to multiply fi with di. Here it is your fi, here it is your di. So here 3 2s are 6 but minus, because plus minus minus. Here again 3 2s are 6 but minus, plus minus minus. Here 7 1s are 7 but here again plus minus minus. Now 15 0 into 0, that is 0. 25 into 1, that is 25. 16 into 2, that is 32. And 12 into 3, that is 36. So find out what is sigma fi di. Here minus 19 plus 91, sorry 92, no, it is 93, sorry, okay. Let's see, it's not working. Next, let's see, is not there here. So here 93 minus 19, it is 74. Okay, so here we have all these value a, c, then sigma fi di, and then n. Okay, so a is equal to 5500 plus sigma fi di, that is 74, upon n is equal to 80 into c, that is 1000. Okay, so here see that 5500 as it is, I am writing here first of all, then 74 divided by 80 into 1000. You have to simplify this compulsory. 74 into 1000 divided by 80, that is 925. So here your answer is 6425. Your average income of the workers, that is mean income of the workers, is 6425. Okay, so you have to write that first of all. The mean income, thus the mean income of this worker is 6425. So first of all write down this. Okay, complete illustration number 7. Now move forward to next illustration, that is illustration number 8. I am reading the question first. The data about the weight in grams of the mangoes from a tree are as follows. Moreover, the minimum weight for these mangoes is 410 grams. See, underline this here. The minimum is 410 grams. It is given, and it is the main thing. It is the main information for us. So first of all, underline this. Find the mean weight of the mangoes. See here, now the question style is changed. Here continuous group data is here, but the question style is changed. Weight of the mangoes in gram is given not into a class, but it is given as below 420, then below 430, then below 440, then below 450, below 460, and below 470. See, whenever it is given that the data is below so and so, or less than so and so, more than so and so, then you have to first make the class. See here, I am doing here that please concentrate here. See the class, that is weight of the mangoes. In grams. See, the minimum weight of the mangoes is given in first, that is 410 grams, and the first point is below 420. So your first class, see here, you have to make a class from the given information. See here, class is not given. Here it is given that below 420, and your minimum class, that is minimum weight, is 410 grams. It is specifically also said that. So 410 to 420 is your first class, right? Then you have to make the next one, that is 420 is here. Now in the second, below 430 is given. So you have to write the second one is 420 to 430. 410 is given into first line, that is minimum weight is 410 grams. And the next one, that is the first point, is first information about weight in the weight of the mangoes is below 420. So from that two information we are making a class that is between 400 to 420. The weight of mangoes between 400 to 420 grams. That is your first class. And from that, next we are continue with this, that is 422. Next one is below 430. That's why 420 to 430. Then the next one is 432. Next one is below 440. So here 430 to 440. Then next one is 442. Here whatever the upper class limit of the previous class is the lower class limit of the next class. Here you have to keep in mind that whatever the upper class limit of the first class, previous class, is the lower class limit of the next class. Here see 430, then 430, 450, 440, then 440. Here 442, 450, then 452, 460. Here then 4 below up to what? Below 470. So here the last one is 460 to 470. Below 470, so not more than 470. So we cannot make a next class, that is 470 to 480, because the last data is below 470. So it is between 460 to 470. Now the frequency, that is number of mangoes. See here again, a new one is these here, number of mangoes. Here see, whenever the data is given is below so and so, more than so and so, less than so and so, then it is, you have to keep in mind that frequency is not given directly. See here, the frequency, first frequency is given 14. Below 420, the frequency is 14. So minimum weight is 410. Below 420, the weight between 410 to 420, the mango, number of mangoes is 14. It's okay. But next, 420 to 430. Here I am writing 420 to 430, and here it is given below 430. See, into below 430, I am writing here 410 is minimum weight. Right? So, whenever they said that below 420, it is 14. So, it between these two. But whenever they write that below 430, it is 34. So the sentence means that minimum 410 to 430. So total this. So between 410 to 430 it is 34. It is 34. So but here what they say that 410 to 430, below 430 means minimum 410 and maximum 430. Below 430 means 410 to 430 it is 34. But here I am writing 420 to 430. Okay, so here whenever we have to find out between these two, you have to subtract these two, because this is 410 to 430 and we want 420 to 430. But here we have 404 and to 420 is 14. So we can find out 420 to 430. See, here the data is given that 410 to 430 it is 34. We find out 410 to 420 is 14. It is given, right? So here this one is common and it is cancelled. So now what is the remaining? 420 to 430, that we want to find out, and we can subtract this and we got the answer, that is 20. So between these 420 to 430, what is the number of mangoes? That is 20. See, it is somehow difficult, but I am giving here, this is the method to find out how we find out the frequency. But now I am giving you a shortcut. Whenever below or less than word is there, see into the question, whenever below so and so or less than so and so word is given, you have to write the frequency like this. See, you have to write first frequency as it is, that is 14. What is the second one? 34. You have to subtract the previous one, that is 34 minus 14, that is 20. I am writing here. See, the frequency for this is 34 minus 14, that is 20. Now, what is the frequency of 430 to 440? Again, same procedure. 76 minus the previous, that is 34. 76 minus 34, it is 38, maybe. No, it is 42. Right? 76 minus 34, it is 42. Next one is 130 minus 76, it is 54. Next one is 165 minus 130, that is 35. And the last one is 180 minus 165, it is 15. So, see, you don't have to write this one. It is just for your information. You have to write just this frequency, 14, 20, 42, 54, 35 and 15. Whenever into the question below the so and so and less than so and so is given, and the frequency is given in the this format, that is first 14 then 34, that means in an increasing way, 14 plus 34, then 14, 34, then 76, then 130, then 165, then 180, that is into the increasing form. Then you have to just do one thing, that you have to subtract this one from the from this one previous one, that is 34 minus previous, that is 14, 76 minus previous, that is 34, 130 minus previous, that is 76, 165 minus previous, that is 130, and 180 minus previous, that is 165. See, it is the shortcut method to find out the frequency. Okay, now see, this is the frequency. Now what we have to find out? Mid value first. We have only Fi. Now we have to find out mid value, that is your Xi. So how we find out the mid value? We have to just add these two, lower class limit plus upper class limit divided by 2. That is 415. 410 plus 420 divided by 2. That is 415. And now see, the class interval is equal here. So I told you in my last sum that whenever the class interval is equal, you just have to add that class interval to the mid value and you got the next mid value. That is 10. Here the class interval is 10. So you just have to add 10. That is 420 plus 20. 415 plus 10. That is 425. Then 435. Then 445. Then 455. And then 465. See, it is the easiest way or shortcut method to find out the mid value when class interval is equal. You just have to add the class interval to find out the next mid value. Now di. What is your di? Xi minus a upon c. See, for that, what is your a? First of all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you can take this, any of these, 435 or 445. Here I am taking 435 as a assumed mean. Again, the class limit, class interval is same. It is 10. Difference of this, that is your class interval. It is 10. So I told you in my last sum that whenever you are assuming this and whenever all the class interval, that is all the class interval is equal, you just have to write here 0, then here minus 1, then here minus 2, here 1, 2 and 3. Whatever you assume, you have to write in front of them 0 in upper class, minus 1, minus 2 in the next 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it is easy to calculate. It is your shortcut. Now, the formula x bar is equal to a plus sigma fi di upon n into c. So first of all, we want fi into di, multiplication of these two here, fi di. So what is the multiplication here? 14 into 2 minus 2, that is minus 28. 20 into 1, that is minus 20. 42 into 0, that is 0. See, you don't have to write this compulsory. So please keep in mind, it is just for your information. You have to just write 14, 20, 42, 54, 35 and 15 as your frequency. So keep in mind here, now 54 into 1, fi di, that is 54. 35 into 2, that is 70, and 15 into 3, that is 45. So your sigma fi di is equal to, first of all, minus 48. This is minus 28 minus 20, that is minus minus plus, the sign is minus, that is 48 minus, and the total of these is 169. So here 121 is your answer, plus 121 is your sigma fi di, right? And your total frequency n is equal to sigma fi is equal to always the last one. Whenever it is given that below so and so, the last frequency, the last information is your total frequency, that is 180 always, right? So here you have to make the total in by yourself. 14 plus 20 plus 42, the answer is 180. Okay, now put the value here. What is a? Here a is 435. What is your fi di? Is equal to 121. What is your n? That is 180. And what is your c? That is 10. So first of all, you have to simplify this 435 plus 121 into 10 divided by 180, that is 6.72. 72222. That's why we are writing just 6.72. So here 435 plus 6.72, the answer is 441.72. So you have to write just one thing, that number of average, that is find the mean weight of the mangoes is 441.72 grams. Okay, so first of all write down this. So complete illustration number 8. Now time for homework. Your homework is exercise 3.1 into your exercise book. See, I told you that in my first lecture you have to write all the formulas and all the examples in your illustration or example book, and this one, that is your homework, is in your exercise book. Third, exercise 3.1, question number 1, 2, 3 is the last homework. Now question number 4 and question number 5, both are your today's homework, and you have to do this by both the methods, that is here FI, XI as well as FI, DI. Right? You have to do with FI, XI method, that is sigma FI, XI upon N, and then FI, DI, the shortcut method. So you have to do question number 4 and question number 5 with method number 6 and 7. Okay? Thank you, class.